Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. This time I'm going to look at my top 40 albums of the 1970s. It was originally going to be top 30, just the same as the one I did last week of the 1960s. But there's so many that I had to get in, I expanded it to the top 40. It is my favourite decade for music, so there's some that still didn't manage to get in, which is a shame. I couldn't even get the Wombles, Remember You're a Womble, in. But the same rule applies, only one album per artist, and they're all studio albums. So to start off, I will say that these are really in any order. I've just assigned a number to them, although the top two, possibly top three, would be definite. They are the top three. So starting off at number 40, and from 1979, I'm going to get to Talking Heads' Fear of Music. Excellent album, I Simbra, Life During Wartime, which I love, and the live version of that is brilliant, especially whenever you watch it, the concert from the mid-80s, the Stop Making Sense concert. And Cities is on this as well, and Heaven, really strong album. I think this was produced by Brian Eno. So that gets number 40. I'll try and race through these because there are a lot. At 39, from 1974, and it's Brian Eno himself, and this is Taking Tiger Mountain by Strategy. I think this is absolutely brilliant. He's not a brilliant singer, but the sounds of this are really good. I only got this for Christmas last year. It's the first time I ever heard it, and it absolutely blew me away. So Brian Eno, number 39 with Taking Tiger Mountain by Strategy. Number 38 from 79 is Blondie's Eat to the Beat. I actually do prefer this slightly over Parallel Lines. Dreaming is my all-time favourite Blondie song, and I love Die Young, Stay Pretty, Slow Motion, and Atomic. It's a really strong album. At 37, from 1970, is the Kinks, and this is Lola versus Power Man and the Money Go Round. This has got the two big hit singles, obviously Lola and 8 Man, but The Contenders is a fantastic song as well, and Dave Davis' Strangers is great. The song The Money Go Round is brilliant too. It's just about 1.5 minutes long, about the corruption of the music business. Brilliant album, and the last proper album for Pie. I know Percy came out after this, but it was the soundtrack. And number 36, and it's Creedence Clearwater Revival's Cosmos Factory, and Ramble Tamble's one of the best openers to any album. The guitar work on that is brilliant. Up Around the Bend, love it. I just love the riff of that. Who'll Stop the Rains on this, and the fantastic Long As I Can See the Light finishes the album off. Their best album, and it's from 1970. Number 35, and also from 1970, and it's Mungo Jerry's debut album, and the song off this I absolutely love is called Maggie. Brilliant version of San Francisco Bay Blues. Peace in the Country is brilliant. My Friend is brilliant. It's a really strong album. It doesn't include In the Summertime. It's on their next album, although the American version of this does include it. At number 34, and it is Bob Dylan's Blood on the Tracks. Now you may think this is a bit low, but it's only recently that I've really got to know this album. This is one of my brother's staple albums, and you'll find that in my later years I've been getting into his albums, but the ones that I listen to first are quite higher up the list, but I do love this. My favourite song has always been Lily Rosemary and the Jack of Hearts. Absolutely love it. Tangled Up in Blue's great, of course. Simple Twist of Fate, Idiot Wind, Buckets of Rain's beautiful little song as well. Great album from 1975. Number 33, and it's Genesis, Wind and Wuthering. And this has got One for the Vine, one of my favourite Genesis songs, and the gorgeous Afterglow. Brilliant album from 1976. Second album from 76 as well. Trick of the Tail came out that year. At number 32, from 1971, and it's the Moody Blues. Every Good Boy Deserves Favour, and this is the one with Story in Your Eyes and Procession, Emily's Song. brilliant album. Again, I said many times, those first 7, or those mighty 7 albums from Days of Future Past to Seventh Sojourn, are excellent. At number 31, I'm giving it to Deep Purple's Machine Head. Fantastic album. Smoke on the Water, Pictures of Home, Lazy, Space Truck and Highway Star. Absolutely fantastic album from 1972. At number 30, and some may think this is a bit high, but I've always loved this album, and it's Meat Loaf's Bat Out of Hell. This is a brilliant album. It's sold by the bucket load for a reason. It's that good. I love the title track. 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad, For Crying Out Loud, All Wrapped Up with No Place to Go, Paradise by the Dashboard Light, and of course You Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth. Fantastic album from 1977. At number 29, and I'm giving it to Led Zeppelin 4. Side 1 of this is perfect. Side 2 is really good as well. But my favourite song off this is Rock and Roll. Absolutely brilliant. It's one of the best rock and roll numbers you'll ever hear. At 28, and Pink Floyd, The Wall. This is probably my favourite Pink Floyd album. Love Another Brick in the Wall, Comfortably Numb, Run Like Hell. Really good stuff. I said before that it took me a long time to get into this, and it finally stuck. So Pink Floyd, number 28. At number 27 from the same year, 79, and it's The Police, Regatta de Blanc, and I love all of this. Before it was mostly just the Sting numbers, which are absolutely brilliant. The 2 singles, Walking on the Moon and Message in a Bottle. But I really do like them all. The ones I used to not like were Contact and Does Everyone Stare. But I've been playing this album a lot lately, and it's my favourite Police album, and this is really, really good. At number 26, and I'm going to give it to Nick Lowe's Labour of Lust, with Cruel to Be Kind and Cracking Up on it. Switchboard Susan, which was written by Mickey Dupe, and Without Love, which was covered by Johnny Cash. And one of my other favourite songs off this is a song called Dose of You, which I think is just absolutely magnificent. It's really a rock pile album, but they're Nick Lowe songs and he takes the lead vocal in them all. At number 25, and it is from 1971, Teaser and the Firecat by Cat Stevens. The big hits off this are Morning is Broken and Moon Shadow, but The Wind Going Into Ruby Love is absolutely amazing. If I Laugh's a beautiful song. Peace Train's a great song. Love this album. Number 24, and from 79, is The Clash, and it's London Calling. Yeah, I was never that keen on the single London Calling. I do like it, but I really love Wrong and Boyo, Death or Glory, Coca-Cola, The Card Sheet. Side 3 of this is fantastic. Spanish Bombs is good. Lost in the Supermarket, Hateful, Rudy Can't Fail, Four Horsemen. Fantastic double album from 79. At number 23, and I'm going to give it to Graham Parker's Howlin' Wind, his debut. It was either this or Heat Treatment. They're both as good as each other, but this has got the very Van Morrison influenced Silly Thing. Gypsy Blood is a fantastic song. Between You and Me was covered by Carleen Carter. Howlin' Wind itself is like a reggae type number, and there's a little bit of rockabilly with Back to School Days, which was covered by Dave Edmunds. Brilliant album from 76. At number 22, and I'm giving it to Elvis Costello's Armed Forces. Oliver's Army, Senior Service, Green Shirt, Accidents Will Happen, Busy Buddies. Brilliant album. Sunday's Best. Love it. Number 22, and this is from 79. At number 21 from 77, and it's the Sex Pistols, Never Mind the Bollocks. Yeah, it's got the 4 biggies on it. Pretty Vacant, Holidays in the Sun, Anarchy in the UK, and God Save the Queen. And Who? EMI. Yeah, brilliant album. Bodies is another brilliant song, but it can be a little bit hard hitting, but it's a really good album. 21, Sex Pistols. At number 20 from 74, Slade and Flame, and this is the one with How Does It Feel, Far Far Away, Standing in the Corner. Summer Song, Wishing You Were Here, is very Beatlesque. So Far So Good, a really good song, and Them Kind of Monkeys Can't Swing is a brilliant rocker. so it gets number 20. At number 19, and it's Fleetwood Mac Rumors. It's a perfect album, really is. Apart from one song, Oh Daddy, I've never been keen on, but the rest of it I love. But it's really good, and Go Your Own Way, add the guitar in that is amazing. So that's number 19. At number 18 from 1975, and it's the Bee Gees, Main Course, another brilliant album. Nights on Broadway, Jive Talking, Fanny Be Tender with My Love, Come On Over, Wind of Change, what's the other one, Edge of the Universe. Is a real mixed bag of styles, this album. It's half the old Bee Gees, half the new R&B Bee Gees, and it works perfectly. At number 17, a debut from 79, and it's the Undertones debut, and this is the original one without Teenage Kicks and Get Over You. I still look at that as a bit of a compilation, but this is so good in its own right. It's got Jimmy Jimmy and Here Comes the Summer on it. Girls Don't Like It, She's a Runaround, Male Model, Listening In, I Know a Girl. Fantastic album. At number 16, and from 78, is the Jam, All Mod Cons, with A Bomb in Mortar Street, Down Tube Station at Midnight, and The Place I Love the 1-2 punch of All Mod Cons and To Be Someone, and I love the psychedelic sound of In the Crowd. Brilliant album from 78. At number 15 from 77, and it's the Stranglers, Rattus Norvegicus, and this is the one with Peaches and Get a Grip in Yourself. Goodbye Toulouse is my favourite song off this. Hanging Around is brilliant, as is Sometimes. London Lady is one of the best sort of punk type songs you'll get. It was the B-side of Get a Grip in Yourself. Brilliant album from 77. At number 14, and it is from 73, Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells. Absolutely love this. I love both sides. I actually do prefer Tubular Bells too, because I think it sounds better. Now, he re-recorded this in 2003. It didn't work so well, but it was remixed around 2010, and it really does shine on CD. So Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells at number 14. Number 13 from 1971, or no, it's just 1970 I think, and it is Moondance by Van Morrison. And It Stoned Me is brilliant, Into the Mystic is brilliant, Come Running in These Dreams of You. 10 fantastic songs on this album, and he released 2 albums that year. The second album, His Band in the Street Choir, is every bit as good. At number 12, and it's from 1973, and it's John Lennon's Mind Games. And Out the Blue, I Know, Mind Games. Intuition would have been a huge hit single. Bring On the Lucy is great as well, so love this album, and it's number 12. Number 11, and it is Tanks by T-Rex. No hit singles off this. Possibly The Slider and Electric Warrior may have so-called better songs, but it's the sound of this that I really do like. I think it works so well as an album. Rabbits is my favourite track off this. Electric Slim and the Factory Hen is a fantastic song. Born to Boogie, Tenement Lady. I just love this album from 73, and it's his last big hit album, although it sort of went into the charts quite high and then disappeared, and he didn't really have much success after this. I'm getting into the top 10, and number 10, and it is ABBA, Arrival from 1976, and this is the one with Dancing Queen, Money Money Money, and Knowing Me Knowing You. I love the instrumental title track, which Mike Oldfield also covered. Tiger, I think, is a great song, and My Love, My Life is probably their best ever ballad. Love this album from 76, Arrival. At number 9 from 75, and it's A Night at the Opera by Queen, and again this is a mixture of different styles. It's obviously got Bohemian Rhapsody on it and You're My Best Friend, but Love of My Life is gorgeous. 39 is my favourite Brian May song. Absolutely love this, and Death on Two Legs is possibly their best ever opener. Love this album, so it gets number 9. And number 8 from 1972, and it's Lou Reed's Transformer. And the big 4 off this are Walk on the Wild Side, Satellite of Love, Vicious and Perfect Day. But my favourite song off this is Andy's Chest, the second song on side 2. And I also love I'm So Free. Wagon Wheel is often credited to being a David Bowie song. Now I have a CD, Oh You Pretty Things, of David Bowie covers, and this is actually on it, as if he covered David Bowie. It's not credited. I don't know how true it is, but it's not a bad song. It's not the best on the album by a long way, but this album itself is absolutely amazing. So it gets number 8. Number 7, and it's McCartney's debut, and a little bit like Tanks, this one, it's the overall feel of the album. Maybe Band on the Run's better for songs, but listening experiences, this is the one that does it for me. And the highlights are That Would Be Something, Every Night, Man We Was Lonely, Junk, Maybe I'm Amazed, love it. That's my favourite solo Beatles album. At number 6, and we have from 75, Sparks and Discrete, and the 2 hit singles are Get in the Swing and Looks, Looks, Looks. But again, this is a mixed bag of different styles. I always call this the Beatles' White Album, but it's only a single disc. In the Future is like a little punk song. Hospitality on Parade, you know, you could march around your coffee table to that. What's the other ones? It Ain't 1918. It's fantastic. Under the Table with Her. It's just violins. It's a really fun album, and Ron Miles' lyrics are fantastic. There's a Russell Mail song on this called Pineapple, which is really good as well. The Lady Is Lingering is another brilliant song. Okay, number 5, and it's going to the Rolling Stones, Goat's Head Soup. I've harped on about this album for so long, but Angie's the hit single off this. Heartbreaker was a hit in America. One of my favourites off this is Can You Hear the Music, which I think is so psychedelic. It would fit perfectly on their Satanic Majesty's Request. Dancing with Mr. D is brilliant. Star Star is fantastic. Love this album, and my favourite Stones album. At number 3, and it's going to go to number 4, sorry, it's going to go to Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Double album, no filler in this at all. Funeral for a Friend going into Love Lies Bleeding is probably the best thing he's ever done. It's got Candle in the Wind, the title track, Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting. I've always liked All the Young Girls Love Alice, The Sweet Painted Lady. Side 3 was the one that took me quite a while to like on this, but it's possibly my favourite side on this album now. So Elton John at number 4 with Goodbye Yellow Brick Road from 1973. At number 3 from 1977, and it is Out of the Blue by ELO. Side 3 is perfect. Hit singles like Sweet Talking Woman, Turn to Stone, Wild West Hero, and then songs that should have been or could have been hit singles like Night in the City would definitely have been a hit. I think Across the Border is a great choice as well. Summer and Lightning, I absolutely love this album, and it is ELO's best. I know a lot of people go with Face the Music or A New World Record, or Jenna would actually go with El Dorado, but I still think this is their best. And so number 2, and everybody knows this, is Simon Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Perfect album from the piano start of the title track to the acoustic end of Song for the Asking. Brilliant album, absolutely love it. It's my second favourite album of all time, which means number 1 has to be my favourite album of all time, and it's Diamond Dogs by David Bowie. So again, so many different styles of music, but they all come together. Future Legend. I normally don't really like spoken introductions, but this one really works. Diamond Dogs is a great Stones rocker. Rebel Rebels a great glam rock classic. We Are the Dead is very gothic. 1984 is very funky. I think Big Brother and Chant of the Ever Circling Skeletal Family is almost new romantic. And as I said, I do not know how to describe Sweet Thing, Candidate Sweet Thing. It's probably one of the best recordings ever. I absolutely love it, and this is my favourite album of all time, never mind just the 70s. Okay, so that's a rundown of my 40 favourite albums of the 70s. I will be doing the 80s, and I'll possibly even have a go at the 90s, but the 80s will be top 30 and the 90s will be top 30 as well. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. That's me for now, and I hope to have that 80s video within the next week or so. All the best now. Bye bye.